This is Tales of Swordfall.
Episode 1. Say yes to the quest.
And what time is this ball?
It's in a few days. It's going to take place in a town not too far away from here called Chipton. It's to the east on the fjord coast. And I think I have to get you invitations. Yeah. She thinks for a moment. Do you need a dress?
Yeah, I don't own any fancy pinky up things.
And her expression just brightens up. And how about you?
Oh, well, dresses aren't really my style, but I assure you I have some very fine clothing I can wear. Also, in this moment, Tenor has just realized that he will get to see Kala in a dress probably for the first time ever. And being someone who is very much into fashion, he immediately changes out that inquisitive face for the most joyous, excited face he has.
Oh gosh.
And it's just like, this is going to be so much fun.
Where do you propose we get dresses?
Oh,
So Kala is like 6'2" and 200 pounds with a tail. So as you can imagine, she doesn't normally fit into women's dresses.
Oh, I know some wonderful tailors, and they will take care of you. I know some Dragonborn, she says, like, token friends.
Yeah, Kala's gonna take like a big deep breath, kind of like lead on.
Okay, I will meet you in the Temple District. You know where that is, right?
Yes, I do.
Good. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you by the Divine Temple. That's the giant building right next to the World Market, and we'll get you a dress. And Tinner, it was lovely to meet you. If you do need a tailor, I know some fine tailors who do dwarf sizes.
Oh, honey, I assure you I have this handled.
Okay. And I will also make sure you both get um, proper invitations. And she seems super excited about this.
As she leaves, Tenor's gonna turn to Kala and just be like, I told you this job was a good idea. We're going to a ball.
Kala's just gonna like mutter to herself. She doesn't really like wear dresses or anything. Be like, oh great. But I'm very excited that my character is going dress shopping.
The mental image I have of this giant dragonborn going dress shopping is probably the best.
Oh, we definitely need to play that out.
Oh, yeah, okay, we can do this. We will do this. Yeah, so a few hours go by. You guys go to the World Market, which is actually here on the map. This giant area that's kind of in the middle of the city, where it's a really busy market. They always have thousands of people during the day, but even though there are people selling bolts of cloth and everything, Chantel, no, she's not going to have none of that. None of that peasant stuff. Especially for adventurers she's hiring. And you see her. She's actually out of the cloak now. She's in this like beautiful dress. She probably has a giant sun hat on, and she sticks out almost like a sore thumb.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so great.
And when you get there, she's just waiting for you. And she also has 2 armed guards on either side of her.
Am I bigger than these guards?
Quite possibly.
Yes. I'm gonna try and intimidate them just for fun.
Okay. Damn. They both look very uneasy and step in front of Chantel. What business do you have?
I'm here to buy a dress. As I'm
Only
like,
the finest dress will do for my friend.
as I'm like fingering my great axe.
Oh, darlings, yes, she is with me, and we are going dress shopping. It's okay. Once we're out of this area, you can have lunch or whatever it is you do when you're not looking over me. And both of them just exchange looks, like they just had been slightly offended. And she takes your giant, meaty, dragonborn hand, and her hand in comparison is teeny. And but she starts guiding you through the streets of the Temple District. The Temple District, despite its name, is actually very rich, posh section of the town. Not as posh as the Golden District, but it's like like going to parts of LA, you know? They have their like ritzy spots, and then they have their not so ritzy spots. But this
I'm
woman,
imagining like the promenade at like in Santa Monica.
yeah, something like that.
And as we're walking, Tenor is slowly playing a death dirge on his kalimba.
And Kala, who is not very dexterous, is just like bull in a china shop, you know, because like there's people walking by her and she's just like bumping into everybody, clearly not fitting in with like the rest of the posh people here.
And somehow Chantel is just having a ball. She's just like, look at my diverse friends. They are wonderful. You notice that, like, as soon as you get into this district, a lot of high elves, a lot of humans. And you get some funny looks. But she does take you into a shop. And this shop is... The first thing you see are couches and mirrors. You don't even see, like, any dresses, any mannequins. And there are people just lounging, having some kind of drinks, and they're waiting.
Okay.
It's like say yes to the dress.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Are you ready? This is going...
I don't. Oh, I was just gonna say I don't see any dresses. I don't really know how this works.
Oh, that's because they make them for you.
Oh. I mean, Kala is clearly like out of her element, completely like doesn't know what she's doing. She's never gone dress shopping before.
Tenor is post up in a corner just watching this, and he's got his amused face on.
And a very skinny, tall elf comes up to Tenor. Did we order a new mannequin?
And Tenor goes, "Boo!"
Oh! I'm sorry, sir. I didn't realize you were...
Sorry, friend. That was a joke. Oh, and he really quickly puts on his laughing face until he quits laughing, and then gets his amused face back out, and he says, "I'm sorry. I get mistaken for a mannequin all the time. It's the fine clothing, I know."
And the shapely body.
Oh, you are too kind.
Well, is there any way I
Tenor
can...
quickly changes his face out for a embarrassed one before getting his amused face back out.
And is there any way I can help you?
Oh, no, I have my own fine assortment at home, but I am very much enjoying watching you help my friend who has probably never worn a dress a day in her life. This is the best day of my life.
And
And he puts on a face that has sorry, a small wry smile and a single tear running down from one eye.
and he almost matches that face of just the right smile. Meanwhile, Chantel and Kala, Chantel like snaps her fingers and just calls for service, and there's about 10 people almost from nowhere. You'd swear they just used Misty Step to come right into the area, and all of them with tape measures and just, I don't think you've seen any kind of tailored instruments whatsoever like this, but they're all embroidered. They all have mother pearl handles, and they are like, it's almost like she chummed waters and they are sharks just circling around her. And she's like, not today. This is for the ball. We already know that I have a dress. My dragonborn friend, and she steps out of the way and presents you like a piece of art. She needs a dress.
And Kala's just standing there in her half plate armor and like her dirty travel clothes with her axe and like trying to look presentable.
This won't do. We have to get rid of this armor and this axe and do something with those teeth. Chantel, you have brought us such a challenge. And they start just measuring you and asking you to lift arms and legs and your tail, and they're just swarming around you.
Oh my gosh. Kala probably has no idea what she's doing, so she's just like, excuse me. Oh, like trying to like slapping some of them when they're like touching her, like when they're doing like chest measurements and things like that.
Actually, give me just give me an overall like unarmed attack. I just want to
Oh
see
my
how
gosh.
well you are smacking these people.
How well I'm smacking these people. All right, hold on. Let me just see what I add for my strength. Okay. Oh gosh. Oh geez.
Wow, you smacked them good.
Yeah, like I just accidentally like turn around and just like punch, like deck someone in the face for like measuring me across the chest and I not knowing what they're doing. And I think it's just a D4 damage, right, for punching.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, so it's a D4 plus 3 plus my strength, so they take 7 damage, like
Yeah,
right in the face.
you give like one of them a bloody nose, and someone
Oh.
comments, "Oh, this one's a feisty one." They usually start punching after they see the dress, and all of them just kind of chortle in unison. You probably have never been through an experience like this, and this is probably the last time you want to.
Right, yeah, exactly. And she's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry. Sorry.
You can't really tell with these people, whatever gender they are, but this person gets off the ground and smiles at you, and then in horror, a tooth drops out, and they go running off, crying.
Oh gosh. Oh
Well,
no.
as they're running off, Tenor's gonna run over and stop them and say, "I, I think I can handle this," and quickly picks up the tooth and kind of hands it to her and kind of tries to shove it back in her mouth a little bit while casting Cure Wounds.
Okay, yeah, do it.
just in the first, yeah.
And roll. Oh, 7 points. That was.
And while he's casting it, he starts humming to himself, and he's
And you hear, like, from somewhere in the room, other bards joining you.
oh, nice.
It's really weird, but somehow pleasant and comforting.
Nice.
Yeah, so these tailors go at it for, probably 5 to 10 more minutes of just measurements. You swear they have measured your left arm at least 3 times. But once all is said and done, these people just suddenly disappear before you know it. And Chantel goes up. We'll come back in a while. I am assured they will have the most beautiful dress. But we have to get something for the dress. We have to accessorize and get... And she just starts listing off things that you probably never heard of.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make an intelligence check to see if I even know what accessorize means.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, all right. Oh, I have a -1 to intelligence. This is gonna be great. Oh yeah, 4. I have no idea what accessorize means. She's saying things like, "Oh, and then we'll get you like a brooch and like pearl earrings." And she's like never heard of any of these things.
And
We'll get you some stilettos. Well, interesting stilettos. Those lizard feet.
Maybe we can make bare feet a thing this season. Yeah, the next few hours, you are brought into jewelry shops that look like the inside of dungeons. Well, not like literal dungeons, but like the loot stashes of dungeons. It's insane how much riches are like within this little part of the city compared to the mercenary district, where everything's kind of falling apart. And like by the end, you have a belt that doesn't seem to serve a purpose. You have a necklace. You probably have a few rings that don't do magic spells. What the heck? And like this lady Chantel, she's just throwing money around like it really isn't a thing. Like one would just hand out bread to a friend.
Kala's gonna turn to Tinner and just be like, "I think we should have asked for more than 30 gold pieces."
I think you're right. She seems to have a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like by your count or what you actually seen, she spent over 200 gold on you.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
Tenor, as this is kind of wrapping up, Tenor leans over to Chantel and he's like, "When this is all done, do you think I could get that dress and those accessories? They might come in handy. Being a bard and all, yes."
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Kala's just gonna nod and be like, "You can take whatever you want. I'm never wearing this ever again."
Oh no, he's asking Chantel.
Chantel.
Sorry.
Kala doesn't want it. He just like
sorry, I spaced out for
money.
a moment.
After seeing how much money he that Chantel spent on all this stuff, he's like, that's some fine stuff. I want it.
Oh, do you want some accessories too?
Well, I mean, if you're just throwing the gold around, I have had my eye on maybe a few more rings, possibly a nice necklace.
Oh, I'm not throwing it around. I do have a budget.
Oh, well.
Oh.
But
it's a big budget.
Really?
That's the most of the gold ones I've ever seen someone throw around in one day.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, what's the budget for this wedding?
Well, for the wedding itself, I think my brother and I estimated about 200,000 gold.
Tenor takes a step back, takes his face off very slowly, and pulls out a very, very shocked face and just goes, "What?"
Kala just drops her great axe. Like she doesn't really know what's like how much things are worth, but she knows that that's a lot of money. And she just like as soon as she says that, she just like she turns around and just like drops her great axe.
She looks very confused. Is that a lot?
If there's one thing I know, 200,000 is a big number.
Oh, well, it's nothing like Rebecca Vandel's wedding. She spent $500,000 and the bards were terrible and their rabbits were just half alive. I mean, when you have a train and you are having rabbits and deers escape from under it, and she just goes on with this extravagant description that you've only heard archfays present in fairy tales.
As she starts to tell this to us, number one, on hearing how much money they spent, and number two, upon hearing that the bards were terrible, Tenor starts to shake and a little bit of smoke comes out from like his neck. A little bit, just like
Yeah, and she goes on for 5 minutes as you're going into a jewelry shop and she's browsing for more masculine jewelry, and let's see how much she spends. Because I like rolling lots of dice, and
I didn't even think it was possible to roll a D2000.
that's the beauty of digital dice.
Stay tuned for the next part of this episode. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.